Really, I really feel privileged to speak to you today about my family's experience with NAMI because, see, I said I wasn't going to cry and I'm already tearing up. This is a bad sign. Because NAMI has really been there for us through two children, both of whom suffer from mental illness. We've taken the family-to-family class multiple times. We've referred countless people to that class. My binder is like duct taped, spitball glued together because every time we reach out to someone or someone's in a crisis, I pass the binder over. True story, it was last summer and my elderly neighbor, I could hear these sort of escalating arguments over the fence, and I was concerned about what was going on, and it turned out that his wife was slipping into dementia and into Alzheimer's, and he was at his wit's end. And I slipped him my binder over the fence and gave him the contact information for UC Health, and they were able to get there in time and get him help and assistance. And so I can't say enough about how much this organization has done, not only for our family, but for many, many people that we have come into contact with. So what I'm going to share with you today is just a little bit about what happened last year when, for the first time, our whole family decided to get together and to break our silence and to reach out to others through the NAMIWalks. So as I was thinking about what I was going to say to you today, one question kept coming up over and over in my mind. How do you raise money and awareness for an illness that so many people find shameful and embarrassing still today to talk about? I mean, seriously, Bob Dole's Viagra commercial has nothing on mental illness, right? And that is the worst part of this disease. We are isolated, alone, suffering, afraid to tell our family, our friends, our work colleagues. We are afraid, and so we keep silence. But until we learn to break that silence and speak out, we cannot find help. We cannot find solutions, and we cannot fix a mental health care system that is so broken that, frankly, it will make you crazy if you were not crazy to begin with. So last year, my entire family, led by my intrepid sister Jennifer, decided to break our silence and speak out about mental illness. And the more we talked and the more we broke the silence, the more money we raised for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, until our small family team raised more money for NAMI in Southwest Ohio than any other team, including hospitals, social service agencies, corporations with teams 5 times our size. And that is the power of breaking silence. But speaking out about mental illness isn't just about raising money for desperately needed programs and services and advocacy. More importantly, it's about raising awareness. It is about being light for others, as one of our teams says, who are suffering. It is about standing up for the nearly 1 in 5 Americans who suffer from some form of mental illness. It's about being vulnerable, hence my crying up here, right? And telling our stories, even at the risk of facing shame and ridicule, because this is the only way that we can find hope, and it is the only way that we can make meaning out of something that so often seems like a senseless tragedy. There is a very famous essay about overcoming the fear of speaking out by a poet named Audre Lorde. It is called The Transformation of Silence into Language and Action. At the time she wrote this essay, Lorde had just experienced a major health scare, and it caused her to reevaluate her life and consider all the times when she had remained silent when she could have spoken. She writes, "I have come to believe over and over again that what is most important to be must be spoken, made verbal and shared, even at the risk of having it bruised or misunderstood. And I have come to believe this too. especially when it comes to mental illness. She goes on to say, I had realized that I was going to die, if not sooner than later, whether or not I had ever spoken myself. My silences had not protected me. Your silence will not protect you. Our silence around mental illness will not protect us. It will not protect our loved ones. We are all going to die, if not sooner than later. And I choose to live my life in such a way that my stories, my truth, can act as a catalyst for change, as a beacon for hope, and as a source of strength, not just for my children, but for the 1 in 5 who suffer from mental illness today. So I hope you will join me in breaking the silence and making this one of the most successful NAMIWalks campaigns ever. Thank you.